Well, here we are. Synchronize your watches. It's the last in-depth segment of 2023. For the last few weeks, we've been revisiting a few of our most talked about topics of the year. We dug into the inbox and revisited some of your feedback and questions about serious stuff. Things like the Moore County substation attack, the NCAA and everything happening with college sports, the housing market. But look, it's a Friday night. 2023 is almost through. So let's end things on a lighter note. Tonight, we want to go in-depth on the 3 Bs. No, this isn't The Office. I'm not talking about Dwight Schrute. This isn't a segment about Bears, Beats, and Battlestar Galactica. That would be fun. But no, this instead is a segment about our 3 Bs. Bojangles, burials, and bourbon in space. Let's start with fried chicken biscuits, shall we? Remember back in June when the CEO of Bojangles said he'd like to get, quote, out of the chicken business. Bojangles lifers could not believe this, that the fast food chain would stray from bone-in chicken. And I know this because you all emailed me about it. Deborah wrote, Bojangles should remember their roots and what they're famous for. Tom said, if they do away with bone-in chicken, I predict their downfall. And Chelsea wrote, Bojangles, sorry, but who really cares? Chelsea, clearly a Popeyes person. Either way, Bojangles talked about this streamlined menu over the summer they're going to have, and they followed through with it. They opened more than 30 new locations this year. One opened in Canton, Ohio. Here's a look at the menu. Biscuits, tenders, the typical fixins, but no boned-in chicken. Okay, we found the same in San Antonio. It's not just this streamlined menu they're doing. Bojangles is also experimenting a bit. They tried chicken wings in South Carolina and even hot dogs in Tennessee. No bones in those either, I assume. I should remind you that Bojangles will remain Bonejangles here in our area. They are keeping the bone-in chicken for now, anyway. But as you know, things change. Nothing lasts forever, which is also a concept we explored in depth over Halloween when Durham announced the expansion of green burials, taking us down an internet rabbit hole of burial options. It inspired an email from Charles, who asked, just wanted to know if anyone allows traditional Viking funerals. Yes, Charles, you can be buried at sea, but that's not what you're talking about, is it? I don't think so. We looked into this. I think he's talking about one of those Viking funerals we see in movies where someone puts the body on a boat and they shove it out to sea, and then some amazing marksman shoots a flaming arrow at a perfect arc and it lands. It's the way you want to go out. But it turns out it's illegal in the United States, unfortunately, though we did find something similar that is legal. Funeral pyres. You can't burn a body on a boat, but you can in the middle of nowhere on the land. Just one place, though, actually allows this. They call it an outdoor cremation. It's in Crestone, Colorado. The company that does it there even has a website. You see here, they charge between $500 and $800, which is actually kind of a deal. The cost of regular cremation in North Carolina is as much as $5,000. But look, those aren't your only options. There's tons of stuff to do. We explored a lot of them in depth, like the Texas company that will shoot your remains into space, bringing us now to our 3rd B, bourbon in space. A company in Durham asked for lawmakers to put tax cuts into the state budget to make it cheaper for the people who want to buy whiskey that's been aged in space. One bottle of space-aged bourbon from Mystic Farm and Distillery will cost you about $75,000. Of course, we can't gouge those people with taxes. Since we first talked about this, the distillery started taking some orders. So it'll cost you $15,000 up front, kind of a down payment. In exchange, you get what's called an NFT. That's a non-fungible token. Now, these aren't those weird digital pictures that your Bitcoin buddy recommended as a long-term investment back in 2021. No, this is basically a super specific digital receipt that's unique only to you and impossible to counterfeit. The distillery then goes on to talk about shipping you what they call a cold wallet and getting codes from Etherscan. And you're probably going, Dan, this is over. What are you talking about? It's over my head, which I completely understand. Maybe it's possible that we're just not in the market for $75,000 space whiskey. Instead, I recommend a nice cheap bottle of Old Forester, buy a telescope or something. Either way, it wraps up now our in-depth in 2023. And we have so much more to talk about in the new year, including cost of living. the governor's race, city council resolutions, campaign ads, property taxes. The list it's on and on and on forever. Tell me the questions you have about these very important topics, the things happening to you in our community. Let me know what you want us to dig into now in this new year. Your feedback, your conversations, they drive this segment, as they should. This is your segment on your station. Let's start talking and go in depth.